Hey there, adventurers! It's your video mouse Hikan, the Dungeon Master to Project Aegis, at the Guild one-shot series. If you wish to listen to our games live, you can join us at www.twitch.tv/theguilddndclub. Our VODs are available on YouTube 2 days later and on Spotify the following week, and you can see some of our most memorable moments at Instagram and TikTok as well. And now, what you've all been waiting for. Welcome to undercity. Agents.
Greetings, agents! Welcome to Project Aegis. I am your Lord Keeper Joe, and this is how Mission 2 went out. It's been 2 weeks since their last missions, and Agent 1 Stonewall called back the 3 of the codename Rush agents, Wildcard, Pixies, and Joaquin. Previously under the codename Everlight, the changeling who changed forms, but for an unknown reason forgot all of his memories, and he doesn't even remember that he's a changeling. Upon arrival at the operation room, Stonewall was accompanied by Agents 2, Typen, and the lead scientist of Agents, and Agent 7, Kae, the leader of the medical staff and healer. They were waiting on another agent so they could start their meeting. As they waited, Kae and Typen spoke with Wildcard about his newfound Ignati's ability and the possibility of him being out of commission for 2 months so that they could examine and study him. Typen also spoke with Joaquin about his memory loss, not how he took a new form. Later on, 2 other people joined the agents in the meeting room. Little Claudio, the child they rescued during their first mission, and Agent 5, Cybernova, their former mission supervisor and the one responsible for Claudio. The child ran to Pixies happy and still grateful for his rescuers. In the meantime, the new members of the team arrive. The first is a bounty hunter from the underground named Pepperbox, covered in a strong alcohol smell. He needs to be drunk to be accurate, you see. And the other teammates? He arrives alongside another agent from the main team, Agent 22, Komodo. The recruit's name is Dice, and he rolled poorly on the dexterity check because he hit his head on the way to the meeting hall, with Komodo giving him a kiss on the forehead. Yes, Agent supports gay rights, and they are a happy and cute couple, fight me. After a long wait, their mission supervisor arrives. He's the Agent 20 of Aegis, Shadow, and Cybernova's duo. And Pixies can tell there's something between them as Cybernova gets slightly embarrassed as he passes by her. Wink wink, totally could not see that one coming. Shadow explains the mission details to the team. There have been strange movements in the underground, people missing and several others found dead with Ignitis forcibly injected in their systems. Yikes. Additionally, he showed an audio message they intercepted from the Emperor to his subordinates in regards to the events and targeting Aegis agents. With the team completed and the mission set, the agents prepared themselves to leave until the team noticed Cybernova spotting Shadow, holding him by his arm, and they were simply looking at each other. No talking. Not sus at all. Wildcard approached them and pulled out his deck. Yes, his deck, nothing else, okay? Don't get me wrong. And handed them the King and Queen of Hearts, teasing at the tension between them. But once he was leaving them, he heard a deep and distorted voice inside his mind, and when he turned around, he understood it was Shadow, speaking on his mind. Yeah, you see, Catalingans do very, very fun shit. Grid Crash drove the team to the underground of the other city. Amongst some gossip and chaos from each member of the team, we got to know some very interesting things, and I stand. Pepperbox, you Gucci. I want to hear more from you. Upon arriving, Shadow leaves the team alone to explore. Wildcard casts invisibility to cameras, a technomancy spell that allows them to explore the underground without getting spotted by security. As they walk through the dark and dirty streets, they find some goons, all of them a golden symbol on their arms. Pixies follows them while Pepperbox guides the team to a hideout. Pixie followed, using her disguise kit to blend in, and she also noticed the Italian flags on the goons' arms. She does find something as well. The syringe, with Ignati's residues. No Gucci. Meanwhile, the rest of the team understands some goons walk in their reaction, but they don't really represent any threat. As they hide, Dice hears the name Albert, and he understands they are looking for an implant shop. Wildcard drops his spells so Maverick can find him and hack into the goons' GPS and help them find their next target. Alberto Caeiro in Plant Shop is something, and I don't think anyone was ready to hear Cristina Ferreira. Pepperbox at least knows the owner by his codename VHS and his crazy obsession for collecting VHSs of Cristina Ferreira. It's a ride. Back to Pixies. She follows the criminals until she loses track of them. She reaches out to Shadow that shows up next to her, and she gets to know a bit more about him. A Catalingan, but more. His extreme control over corruption of his quarry gave him full control, making him a nightmare. A horrifying nightmare, really. He refused to leave her alone. The rest of the party rushes to the shop, running through the dirty and dark streets. They feel the intense smell of a rotting body. As they investigate, Joaquin finds a symbol on the wall, a graffiti that gives him flashbacks of memories he doesn't remember. An Italian voice in his mind and a name, Alania. When the rest of the group gets to the corpse, they find a syringe with Ignatius on his neck. He was severely injured, but they left his documents behind, making him identifiable. Jacob Kingsrod, one of the underground's crime lords. As they investigate the body, they hear weapons being loaded behind him. Dice stands up and gets in front of the team, and Pepperbox also recognizes the people ambushing them. A young man and woman, not much older than 25 years old. Their clothes clean and their weapons high-tech, recent models with custom designs. Aegis twins, Agent 8, Siren, and Agent 21, Atlas. Twin agents agree to escort the team to Alberto's shop. They explain a bit more about the Kingsrod, an immigrant family from Norway that became one of the most influential families in the underground crime scene. Some of the Kingsrod siblings were killed with Ignatius, and now there are 3 people missing: the crime lord's daughter, son, and son-in-law. With the Kingsrod out of the way, things could get out of control too quickly. Some crime lords are sadly needed. In the meantime, Pixies, with the help of Shadow, tracks down the Italian criminals to a alleyway, and she sees the leader of the faction, a man with metal mask, piercing lilac eyes. Someone Shadow confirms to her that he is their target, but he's not a crime lord. They know Aegis is after them, and she finds out that he's working for someone else. They are after the Kingsrod, after Aegis, and tracking down Ignatius in the underground. She pretends to be homeless, and they walk past her. One of them dropped something on the floor, and Pixies picked it up, a device with a voice email from someone she sadly knows too much, someone from her past. A criminal named Maestro that was working with the Emperor in Ignatius trafficking and child trafficking especially. With this information, she rushes to the rest of the team, with Shadow showing concern for Pixies for their recent discovery. As they run back, Pixies called Wildcard through their earpiece. He quickly picks up on her demeanor, but they focus on the mission. Things were deeper than they thought. The team gets to the shop and it's open. Inside they feel the smell of steel, metal and oil, machine parts and robots. A television running a tape of an old TV show, and VHS comes out. A small Swiss kobold screaming at the team, and Pepperbox takes charge because they know who they are. VHS speaks with the team and demands a special tape of a lost episode from his favorite show. Guts. They speak about the Italian criminals and how even VHS wants them away from him. He says they're looking for him because they want to create implants with Ignatius to replicate the powers of actual Ignatius individuals. VHS is willing to join the team and help in exchange for some tapes of Cristina Ferreira and Gosha together. The man has an obsession. Pixies arrives at the shop to reunite with the team, giving VHS some candy, but she's visibly shaking. VHS is worried, saying he's kind of a doctor? Big mistake. And Joaquin and Wildcard pick up that something is very off about Pixies. Joaquin pulls her aside so she explains what she saw without revealing much, but she does reveal that someone from her past is involved. As they talk, VHS understands that the faction leader is a man known as J-Dragon, a member of a crime family that no longer exists, dropping the family's green color scheme to lilac, but keeping his name, and he's more dangerous than ever. Pixies also informs that Ignati's children are involved as targets, and they must act fast. Siren convinces VHS to join the team. Wildcard and Dice give a rundown to VHS so he knows what the stakes of the mission are. Pepperbox followed the twins outside while the rest of the team spoke among themselves, so VHS could close down shop. Pepperbox hears Siren speaking on the phone with Shadow, and he hears something curious. Siren was worried for the team, and she was forcefully trying to go against Stonewall's orders, calling out Shadow for being on Agent 1's side when they had the same upbringing. Shadow, Siren, Atlas, those were some of the agents that were once criminals from the undercity, and Aegis captured them, forcing them to become agents unless they wanted to face jail time. Siren even claimed that he changed his demeanor because he was in love with Cybernova, Agent 1's protege, someone also captured from the underground. The team keeps moving forward, trying to find the J-Dragon and his goons, with hopes of also finding the missing King's Rod family members, as well as some flirting from Joaquin to VHS that led to VHS accidentally inviting him to a date to watch some tapes. It's wildcardful, and there may or not be a plan to revive Cristina Ferreira. Yeah, that was a very interesting change of events. They walk through many alleyways, symbols from the goons on the walls with fresh ink and blood running down the wall. They follow a trail of blood and they find a goon, the same goon Pixies got a message from Maestro, with a wound on his stomach. Behind him, a symbol on the wall made with the man's blood. A voice, a memory, flashed in Joaquin's mind. A name, Alanya, and a warning that Maestro doesn't like to wait. The team gets the information out of him, and where to find the Jade Dragon. A nightclub. Tech Noir. It's a 20-minute walk there until they reach the nightclub, and they are attacked on the way there, but Dice, with a very well-placed elbow, kills the attacker. And as he investigates the corpse, he finds a cell phone and pouch with Ignites. Wildcard absorbs the Ignites, and as soon as they get to the nightclub, VHS searches through the phone and he finds information about the missing Kingsrod, Svein and Joanna Kingsrod, and Alvarduria, as they understand how quickly they must act before they're sent to Italy. Shadow and the twin agents go to a warehouse near the borders of undercity, where the guns are preparing to move the missing Kingsrod, while the team needs to find a way inside the nightclub. Pepperbox takes the lead, guiding the party to look for a disguise in some shop. He guides them to a fancy shop close by, perfect for a quick fit for the nightclub standards. They enter the shop and the employees look exhausted, and the girl in the cash register explains that their coffee machine is broken, so VHS offers to fix the machine in exchanges of clothes for the nightclub. She accepts VHS' offer and tells her coworker to help the party to get to the mission. As the team gets ready, Wildcard has a small conversation with Pixies, both worried about each other. When both are done, the team walks to the nightclub. Joaquin tries to strike a conversation with VHS, and he ends up revealing that he has a skin implant. VHS is fascinated with technology. However, Joaquin doesn't even remember where he got it from. They reach the nightclub. Wildcard uses the Forge ID spell to create fake IDs by giving each member of the team a blank card, and VHS, as a backup to ensure they are undiscovered, casts Haywire to make the authentication machine malfunction. Pepperbox doesn't use the disguise. His reputation in the underground helps him get inside without worries. The fancy vibe of the nightclub gives off the prestige and luxury of the place, full of criminals wasting their money. Pixies can tell how much of a lack of security they have in a club, but there are still some undercover guards all over the place. It's enough to create a plan, cause a distraction. She can find all the possible bodyguards and she can locate where the J-Dragon is. Pixies has a plan to get close to the J-Dragon, and her and Wildcard gather everyone to execute it. Pixies, Wildcard, and Dice all go together, pretending they're giving her to him, like she was some form of merchandise. While Pepperbox, VHS, and Joaquin would spread across the dance floor. VHS walked to the bar so he could keep an eye on all the electronics, how everything worked and its location, while Joaquin stayed close by. Pepperbox went to the first floor to the balcony that granted him a view of the dance floor. Pepperbox saw someone alone and sad, bought him a drink, and spoke with the young man named Jaden, flirting with him for disguise, to the point where they steal each other some kisses. Get it, Pepperbox. The other trio approached the Jade Dragon, and Pixies can pick up his words in Italian, as he says his merchandise is in the back rooms. Wildcard and Dice tried to sell Pixies, but she does the talking better, showing her tattoo as well. When she's taken to the Jade Dragon, the bouncer confronts them, takes both to the back doors. Joaquin and VHS immediately follow with VHS casting thaumaturgy to make the sound of a gunshot. In the same moment that Dice knocks out the bouncer, Pepperbox pulls out his gun and keeps his guard from the upstairs. This is when things start to get messy. The gunshot caused the monsters to get distracted, and Pixies used that to inform the party that the King's Rod are in the back before removing her own earpiece, while putting on a show for the Jade Dragon, distracting him, teasing him. Yeah, you know how this goes. Pepperbox ran to the team the moment he heard Pixies come, kissing Jaden before locking him inside the room. How dare you? As all of them got inside, the plan was to find the King's Rod, but one of the guards caught them and tried to attack Wildcard with the lightning bolt that he quickly counterspelled, and Dice quickly neutralizes the guard. Joaquin suggests disguising himself with the clothes of the guard, but there's something in him that tells him to take his form. Joaquin finds his name, Noah the Battle, and Joaquin, after taking his clothes, takes his form. Joaquin, now Noah, looks around as he finds the King's Rod family, but another guard finds them and throws another lightning bolt at Wildcard, and it hits him. It doesn't hurt him. Instead, Wildcard managed to absorb that power, his scars now glowing, charging his cards, and Wildcard was able to redirect that power back to his attacker, finding out like that one of his powers, granted by Ignatius, was just this. The rest of the team make sure to kill the guards so they can run. The commotion outside was more than hearable, and Shadow reached out, asking if they needed backup. Siren also reached out, telling them Great Catch was coming for them. Outside, Pixies was still distracting the Jade Dragon, despite the chaos, when she receives a notification on her phone that she managed to sneakily check. She takes some drastic manners, pleasuring him but getting a switchblade. There are two bouncers with their backs turned to action, and the team rushes to attack them. That was the sign she needed, and with the switchblade, Pixies cut off his manhood, and right on time, as Dice's motorbike crashes through the window and drifts around the dance floor, whipping out the guards and bouncers. The team is able to kill the bouncers, and the Jade Dragon, with Pixies demanding to know where Maestro is, and she can understand his signs in sign language. He's in Italy. The team take the King's Rod to safety, helping them get inside Grid Crash's van, and they rush back to the headquarters. Pepperbox stays behind, and on the way there, Joaquin completely forgets about what just happened. His memories were totally erased, and he believes he's Noah, that he's truly Noah. As they arrive to the HQ, the team meets up with the superiors in the meeting hall. Komodo meets up with Dice, that has been carrying Noah on his shoulder, the three of them going out for some tacos. Meanwhile, Stonewall addresses VHS Tape's request, and he directs him to Maverick so she can find the tapes he requested. Taipan and Kaye approach Wildcard because of his new peak of mutation, and Cyberova pulled Pixies aside, understanding she was upset with the mission, that it messed up with her, giving her the space to get her mind back in place and promising they would go to Italy together and they would find Maestro. Shadow also materializes next to them, offering Pixies a dismissal from the team so he could join in as backup. She would not be alone in this. Back in the other ground, Pepperbox went back to Jaden, freeing him from the room he locked the young man inside. Pepperbox admits that he used him, but the man is thankful for the agents to come back and free him. And as the money falls into Pepperbox's account, he takes Jaden for some drinks, enjoying some time together. And that's how Mission 2 ended.